I want to talk about, there's a lot of news. First of all, new administrator, what are your thoughts?
She's sharp, she's prepared, she's substantive. She hit the ball out of the park at her confirmation hearing, and Senator Landrieu said she's the most extraordinary nominee we've ever had before this committee. So it doesn't get much better than that.
I did not pick up that quote. That's very impressive.
Yes, she is impressive, and we understand that she's a big supporter of debt refinance, and I think she's going to take a hands-on, very proactive role there at the SBA, and it will be good to have a community banker at the helm.
I love it. We have a nominee who could spell SBA and count 504, so I think that's very impressive. I want to talk about what's happening in the first week of March. NADCO's putting together an event to get to know your representatives and your senators, really pushing this 504 debt refi and making that known. Tell us about what's going to be happening there.
Great. Well, the CDC community and our lender partners are showing up in force to really push debt refi. We have momentum now, and in addition to visiting our members of Congress, we will be hosting with a number of large small business trade associations and partners like the National Small Business Association, the National Association of Women Business Owners, a Small Business Lending and Investment Summit. And at that summit, we will be with Senator Maria Cantwell, the new chair of the Senate Small Business Committee, the ranking member, Senator Jim Risch, who's a big supporter of debt refi. We'll have an event for Representative Steve Chabot, who's on the House side and has been a big fan of this. So we really feel like we have the momentum now, and we want to encourage folks to be in Washington, because we have to keep doing that basic education of why SBA lending makes a difference. We're making a difference, one job, one small business, one community at a time, and we need to tell that story on Capitol Hill.
And this is not exclusively for CDCs. This is open to third-party lenders, correct?
Absolutely. Third-party lenders are our partners. So we're going to have community bankers with us. We are co-hosting a board dinner with our Lender Advisory Council. That's the group that really is the closest with us at the board level, communicating the needs of third-party lenders, our partners, and what we can do to advance them and advance their goals as well.
Well, I would encourage anybody who hasn't done that to get on a plane and do that. It's a fun event to go and talk to your representatives about how important this program is in their districts to create jobs. And once you start talking about creating jobs, you get the attention of the staff and of the Congress very quickly. So I applaud you for doing that. I also applaud you for you've done a great job in partnering with so many other entities. That makes you a lot larger in terms of your message.
Thank you, Bob. And Bob Coleman will be on a media panel with Politico and the Hill newspaper.
Yes.
And so we're really looking forward to that. We're also encouraging our NADCO Next Gen. These are the next generation of our leaders to come to Washington to learn how to lobby. We'll have social media training. We'll have professional headshots to offer. So we'll be doing on-camera training with them and social media training, because the next gen are really our future, and we need to help them tell the great stories of what our CDCs and our bank partners are doing every single day.
That's the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is you've been at the helm for NADCO, I believe, for a little bit over a year now. Tell us what you are doing in terms of the direction of the group and what you plan on doing for the future.
Well, we just had a visioning session with the board. We were out at the ABA Community Bankers Conference because part of what we're trying to do is encourage more participation by community banks. In addition to that, we had a visioning retreat led by Kurt Chilcott of CDC Small Business Finance.
I'd love it, a visioning retreat. Yes, I love that.
Exactly. We're renewing our vision, and we had a terrific session, about 6 hours, of talking about why we got into this business and why we exist, why we're still in it. And what really came across was our vision is making a difference, one job, one small business, one community at a time. And that's the kind of thing that number one, gets you up in the morning to be out there making a difference in communities. Number two, it attracts young people, and it attracts the attention of our elected officials in Congress and the SBA that, hey, these are catalysts for positive change. And economic development is needed. You know, there's a real concern in this country of the separation of the very wealthy and the very poor. Well, economic development is the bridge. So also at our conference in Washington, we're going to have the Federal Reserve there, Bob, really talking about this. The Federal Reserve is watching this, and our programs are the tip of the spear and need to be visibly there in terms of making the positive change that creates jobs and is going to lift this country, especially as we continue to struggle to get out of this slowdown.
Well, economic development, that also is a bipartisan word. While there are differences in terms of approach, everybody at the end of the day supports economic development, and so it's a nice niche for you to be in to press that message. But I like the way that you're thinking for the future, and I agree with you. The focus on what we do in this small niche of the industry, it's all about jobs.
It's all about jobs and helping our communities. We're connected to our communities, and we really want to get that message across. So we hope you'll join us in Washington the first week of March, March 3rd through the 5th. And for the viewers of the Coleman Report, we're offering you our early bird rate. It's very inexpensive, and Bob will be part of a very dynamic program, so we hope you can join us.
Well, I think you've put together a very strong agenda, and I'm looking forward to it. Beth Solomon, out of the heat wave in Washington, what's your temperature today?
We're up to 60 degrees, Bob, and it's not even sunny. Yep.
I love it. I love it.
So we're getting there.
Still not quite the 75 or 80s that we're getting in Southern California, but
well, we want to take this heat and turn it into momentum for our economy.
Oh, I like that. Very good. Thanks a lot, Beth. Thank you for joining.